Hey guys, Whitefallwolf here. Today I have an updated Spellbook prophecy deck profile for you guys. Local, we were 30 or 31 people. I'm not exactly sure, but we were way more than we normally are. We are normally like between 18 to 25. So yeah. Last week I played the Tune engine. I wanted to try something else for this week, and I ended in first place with the updated version. I want to just, before I show you the deck, go over how the day went. We only played 4 rounds of Switch because time ran out for us. It would have been 5 rounds and then a top 4 or top 8 cut, but we played 4 Switch rounds and then top 8 cut. My round 1 matchup was against Constellars, which was fairly easy. I started pretty decent both games, and he only got 2 turns each game. Then he had to scoop because it was overwhelming that with all the outs that I had to his place. In round 2 I had to play Dragon Rulers. I'm not sure that it was entirely complete. I believe he was running Big Eyes. He was running the Light and Darkness Dragon version. I don't think he had any Draco sacks. I'm not sure. He might have had one, but again, I'm not sure. That game was pretty quick too. So 2-0 there too. For round 3 matchup, I had to play a friend who was playing Hero Lives OTK deck, but instead of Alias, he was running Diamond Dude. And he starts up, and he had the traps to stop me, so I really didn't have him. We ended up in a grind game, but eventually I scooped because we only played 30 minutes round to keep up with the time, and we used like 18 minutes just for game 1. Game 2 was fairly quick, and for game 3 we start in time, and I end up winning with Tempest Magician, who's powered up, and then by burning him for additional damage with its own effect, and he draws scores, so he can't OTK. So I won that 2-1. For round 4 I played Heretics. Game 1 was fairly easy, Jowgen. Game 2 I drew Awful, and he had drawn a Lockbird for me. And game 3 I drew Awful. I just started with like 2 Masters and Fate and Eternity and Tower and Veiler, I think it was. So yeah, I lost that 1-2. And top 8 I played Tin Gadgets with the Redux. I don't think he was running Kage to Kage, but I'm not sure. I beat that 2-1. Then in top 4 I had to play another Tin Gadget with Redux, and I beat that 2-0. That was fairly easy actually. I used Draco Sack in game 2, and then in the final he was playing Tempest Dragonities, maining Eradicator but not maining Imperial Iron Wall, which I was afraid of. I win the die roll and I start really nutty. I mean, it was I started real good. I started like Fate, Tower, Judgment, Waboku, Secrets, and I don't remember the last one, but I think it was High Priestess, one of the games. And game 2 was pretty much the same, except the Waboku was the one Bottomless. He scooped game 1 and he scooped game 2. In game 2 he starts off by drawing his 6th card and just passing, because his hand was all monsters. So let's get into the updated deck profile. 3 priestess. The deck is still 40 cards, 11 monsters still. 3 magician, 2 justice still, Kycoo for the mirror match and dragon ruler matchup, because people got their stuff for this local. I actually expected more evil spawn, but I didn't see any. So Jowgen and Effect Veiler. That's the 11 monsters. For the spells, 3 Upstart, 3 Judgment, 3 Secrets, 3 Fates, 2 Masters, 2 Tower, 2 Wisdom. I played 2 Power this time around, because I took out the Toon engine, and Power is still a card that you can just activate to put more spell cards on the Spellbook of Judgment. So Life, Starhall, I'm really considering 2 because it's so good. Eternity, Book of Moon, and the last spell card was a card that I saw they started using in the OCG. It helped me a lot, and it was also a replacement for the Toon table. It was probably the MVP of the day. It was Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse, not only can it flip your Jowgen and Spellbook magicians face down, it can also rid your opponent of their problem cards like Kycoo, which shuts down Fate and Life and Priestess effect. It can also shut down Stardust if they have Imperial Anvil that you want to destroy with MST. Opponents Jowgen, Thunder King Ryos, and all that. It's really, really good. And if you rid your opponent of their monsters before the end phase, they won't get to draw. I use these 2 a lot when people would Effect Veiler my Spellbook magician, then I chained these. It was simply amazing. 2 Wabokus, 1 Bottomless, didn't really do much. I would rather change this out for another Waboku, because Waboku with Jowgen is really, really amazing. And 1 Solemn Warning. I chose to take out Solemn Judgment because I don't really want to pay half my life points, and I really want to stop effect monsters like Judgment can't negate Priestess or Megalo or stuff like that, and Bottomless and Waboku is just better there. Waboku is also chainable, which is really, really needed. That's the main deck. For next week, I want to try out the 3 of this card. Now I tried the Toon version, and I have tried this version I just showed you. For next week I want to try this version, since next week is the last time to playtest in before our national. So I want to test out how this card is for that. But let's get into the extra deck. I played Big Eye, and I borrowed a Draco Sec from a teammate, and I had to give that back, but the Draco Sec actually helped me a lot in my top 4 matchup. Hierophant of Prophecy. Updated the extra deck for Sin mains, since I run more level 3 guys. Daigusto Phoenix, Shining Elf, Gachi. I make these 2 way more than I make Gachi. Shining Elf being spellcaster and really good with Starhall. Synchros, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Crimson Bladers for the 8s, Ancient Sacred Wyvern and Arcanites for the 7s. Arcanite, I found out how good he was with Starhall out on the field, because he says that you just need to remove spell counters from the field. So I just removed spell counters from Starhall to pop my opponent's entire field, leaving him with counters on himself, so he was still 24. Tempest Magician, found out that she was really good for the 5s, Librarian and Cataster. The extra deck right now is just 14, but I borrowed the Draco Sack, so that's why. I don't know if I want to show you guys the side deck leading up to National. I'll show some of it. I played 2 Drawn Lockbirds because it's Spellcaster and it's really good. This format. I played the Injection Fairy Lily for the Evil Swarm matchup. When she gives Ophion that vaccine, he's not gonna do any infestations in a while. I played a second Kycoo in the side deck for Mirror match and the Dragon Ruler matchup. The D-Fishes, which are sided in every game, not because it was good against a certain matchup, but for the sheer fact that it counts as a spell card for Spellbook of Judgment, and it prevents your opponent from activating hand traps. That was the only reason why, and it did its job. MSTs, yeah, because I'm not maining them. Rivalry of Warlords, because it's good against Evil Swarm and Constellar. And I have the last cards, but those I really don't want to show because they are tech cards. This I showed here, this is pretty much standard for a Prophecy side deck, so I don't mind showing this, but these cards here, I'd rather keep that for myself for now. Maybe after Nationals, then I will show you. But that's it for now, guys.